Hey everyone, Superman here. And look, if you thought my life was just about saving the world and posing for photos in a tight suit, get ready because James Gunn, that director who loves a plot twist, decided to dig up a secret about my new movie. Like some alternate endings, some deleted scenes, and even some post-credit scenes that never saw the light of day. But the question that just won't go away, and that haunts me more than kryptonite on a hangover day, where's Batman? Ah, that's the million-dollar question, or better yet, the billion-dollar question if you count the box office profits. Get ready, because what I'm about to tell you will leave you more jaw-dropped than when I lift a building with one hand. Now, before I spill the Hollywood gossip, click like and subscribe. If you don't, I'll fly over to your house, and with my super breath, I'll scatter your comic books all over the yard. Watch out for spoilers. Of course, if by some miracle you still haven't seen it, but most of what we're going to talk about here is actually what was left out. So, technically, it's not really a spoiler, right? The biggest Batman Easter egg that James Gunn left in the final cut of the movie was during that apocalyptic evacuation when Lex Luthor opened the dimensional rift and started tearing Metropolis in half. The city looked like a zipper being pulled open. Everyone was running away like there was no tomorrow. There was an iconic scene, which you saw in all the trailers, where I hold up a building to save a woman before it crashes into the bridge. And guess what? The bridge everyone was escaping on had several signs showing that people were heading to Gotham. Yeah, my next door neighbor, which, let's be honest, is like jumping out of the frying pan into the fire considering all the criminals living over there. But, to be fair, Metropolis was literally falling apart, so any hole was an escape route. A few days before the movie's release, James Gunn dropped another bombshell. There was an alternate ending that was so dark and crazy that his collaborators convinced him to cut it. They said it didn't match the hopeful vibe he wanted for the ending. One of them, Drew Goddard, said, "This isn't that kind of movie, not with such a dark ending." That stuck in my mind as I watched the deleted scenes like Millie Alcott's Supergirl showing up drunk to pick up Krypto, or my childhood home videos with me and Krypto on the moon. Not to mention me and Mr. Incredible in the post-credit scene, making fun of how Metropolis ended up crooked forever. Everything was designed to be lighter, more fun, with jokes and references to what happened before. Not those Marvel-style post-credit scenes that set up the next movie. Still talking about deleted scenes, one that was massively removed was another one with Krypto, but this one was cut for a reason you'll understand. In the pocket dimension, Eve Teschmacher later tells Jimmy that she saw Lex torturing Krypto. Yes, they filmed a scene where Ultraman tortured Krypto while Lex studied him with other scientists. But guess what? They cut it for the same reason as that previous Krypto fight scene. The audience freaked out seeing violence against a dog. It's funny, isn't it? Seeing people getting blown up in the movie is fine. But hurting a dog? Oh, that's unforgivable for most people. And that's not just in the United States, it's worldwide. The same thing happened in I Am Legend with Will Smith. They killed a dog and people went crazy in the theater. This scene, which got scrapped from my movie, is similar to the one that I Am Legend predicted Batman vs Superman years before they even thought of doing it in Zack Snyder's universe. There were a lot of extended scenes that got tossed too, mostly because the jokes didn't land. Those kind of silly scenes you probably saw in the trailers, a lot of them were cut. Like, when I arrive at the Daily Planet for the first time after that fight with the hammer, Steve Lombard calls me a loser. In the deleted scene, I talk back and call him a loser too. Or a longer scene with Kathy Grant talking to Lois Lane about her new mysterious boyfriend, which just dragged on too much. Or even more comedic scenes with Green Lantern, with Nathan Fillion being even sillier with Hawkgirl and Mr. Terrific. Probably some of these scenes will end up on the Blu-ray when the movie is released for home video, but most were cut to make the film more dynamic, to speed things up between action scenes, and to make it a little less silly, though the movie is still pretty silly if you'll allow me the sarcasm. There were several other smaller scenes that were cut as well. For example, Michael Rosenbaum's big appearance as Raptor #1, which is how he's credited. He's basically the leader of Lex Luthor's Raptors, those guys in armor. The very first time you likely heard his distinctive voice, you probably immediately noticed, was when the formidable Mr. Incredible himself shows up with the iconic Lois Lane at their camp and thoroughly beats everyone up. There was a much longer version of that scene, where Michael Rosenbaum had a lot of extra lines. She just wouldn't stop talking to Mr. Incredible while they were fighting. And there were also longer versions of my scenes with Metamorpho inside the Pocket universe when I was still trapped. There was more dialogue from all the background characters as well. Most of them were background scenes. Like there were cells with people everywhere, but since it was so dark, you could barely see them in the background. It was just a bunch of unnecessary stuff, maybe for the sake of the story, just to pad things out. About Superman 2, James Gunn said that the movie he's writing now for the DCEU isn't a direct sequel to my film. He's gonna wait a bit longer before doing something like that. It's not gonna be like one of my movies every 2 years. David Corenswet, who's actually a good actor, revealed that he was already signed on for Superman 2. So yes, there are already plans for a sequel. For those who were upset that Henry Cavill never got a Man of Steel 2, there was a reason for that. Batman v Superman was originally supposed to be Man of Steel 2, until the studio panicked and wanted to fast-track Justice League. They put Batman in the movie and then basically it turned into another Batman movie. And the funniest thing is that James Gunn also talked about making a team-up movie, World's Finest, with Batman and Superman together. Obviously, the vibe of that movie would be very different from Batman v Superman. It's actually quite similar to what Zack Snyder did in the DCU. Let's see if they'll let Matt Reeves make Batman 3. I think that will have a lot to do with whether Robert Pattinson continues as Batman and joins the DCU, which is probably what's going to happen next. James Gunn hinted that there will be a major cameo scene in Peacemaker. It'll probably be me as Superman, because they've already revealed the Justice Gang scene with Hawkgirl, Green Lantern, and Maxwell Lord in the second season of Peacemaker, as shown in the first big trailer. So, the special secret cameo must be mine. Most people theorize that yes, it'll probably be me showing up at the end because Peacemaker's cameo in my movie was all about conspiracy theories regarding my secret hair. So there will probably be some hair jokes in Peacemaker Season 2. Can you imagine me showing up at the end to wrap all this up? Or Peacemaker just totally freaking out? I'm working on other big Green Lantern videos for this weekend and the next, where I'll talk about what's going on with Nathan Fillion, Guy Gardner, and the Justice League, because their headquarters in the movie, the Hall of Justice, which will be the main base for the Justice League, is still under construction. There are several murals inside depicting other major DC characters, so I'll be making videos about all of that soon. I know there are a lot of questions about Jason Momoa returning as Lobo in the Supergirl movie. We'll probably get a bigger Supergirl trailer by the end of the year, since that's the next big DC Studios movie coming out next summer, in 2026. There's a good chance they'll put him in that first big trailer just to generate some buzz. Now everyone is going to start asking about the Flash in the DCU. Like, where was the Flash when all of this was happening? Even Grant Gustin in real life was talking about how much he liked my movie. We've reached the end of our journey through the behind the scenes of my life, my movie. I hope you enjoyed finding out that even a superhero like me has his tough moments on set. Now, if you made it this far, don't be a villain. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and comment what you thought. If you don't do it, next time a Kryptonian ship crashes on Earth, I swear I won't check your Wi-Fi status before trying to save the day. Think about it. Just kidding. Or maybe not. See you on the next flight. See you later.